Hello again, Year 8. Right, if you're looking at this task, you're going to think this is a bit odd. Revision tips and tasks. There's not actually an ordinary lesson here, but that's because you've got an assessment next week. So rather than giving more work, I thought we'd talk through some of the things that we can already do to help us revise our work, make sure we're learning it, and make sure that nobody's forgotten anything. Everybody's different, so some people will be better with some things than others, but many things are the same. So your do now is actually what you need to do for good revision. Grab yourself a drink and a snack, then you're not going to need to stop to go and get those. Get yourself a quietish place, somewhere where you're not going to be distracted by something exciting coming up on TV, possibly even switch your phone off. Grab any stationery you're going to need. Some people want pens and pencils, some people prefer to work on a laptop, some people I know love highlighters and colour coding. And last of all, remember you mustn't panic at the word revision or test. We're good. We've got this. So let's go. Now, your test you've got coming up next week is going to focus on two topics, energy and inheritance and evolution. Those are the topics we've done in the term between Christmas and Easter. There's some ideas for how to revise. Try them out, find out what works for you. And remember that in your tests, there won't all be just shorter or just longer questions. There will be a mixture. So you need to do different types of revision. First one then is flashcards. We've made flashcards before. You can make them using card or paper, or there is an app that I've put on this slide here that you can go on called Anki, and that has got the web version that's there should actually be free to use. Don't sign up for something expensive without your parents' permission. Now you can have a word on one side, the meaning on the other, a bit like our WhatsApp word starters we sometimes have in our do nows. Or you can put a question on one side and the answer on the other. You might want to write the question, then find the answer as a part of your revision. You need to test yourselves on these flashcards. Have one pot for goodies, the ones that you know, a revisit pot for those you need to practice. But don't forget, every so often go back to your goodie pot and make sure that they do still deserve to be in there, that they are still fresh, you can still do them. So that's one thing. Flashcards, easy peasy, good. We can all do that. All happy now, I'm sure. Next thing we can use is mind maps. Now, we have made these in class before now. We've had our topic on a double page and we've added bits as we've gone along. You can use Insert and Smart Art and Radial if you're using Word. And that will get you a chart with bits coming off it. You then type in the boxes. You can use an app such as Xmind. This is one that Year 11 sometimes use. Put your topic in the middle. Put your links around it for each lesson. And then only put a couple of keywords on each arm. If you start trying to fit paragraphs on, it's not going to work, because the idea is you just learn the keywords. If you've got a link, the same word appearing in different places, put something to show that it comes up twice, show that the things are related. That will help you to learn. It will help you understand how things fit together, like a jigsaw. You can have some in your green books, which you can modify or you can redo. That's a good way to start, one you've already done before. Now we've used mnemonics as well this year. This one down here is for our 8 energy stores. Remember we had 8 kilograms of cement. I'm not giving you the answer here. See how many you can remember. Obviously any that you can't remember you're going to have to look up, and looking up will help you to learn it. Each letter is the start of one of the keywords. You learn the prompt phrase, so we learned 8 kg cement. To tell us that there are 8 energy stores, and kg cement are the initials of the different energy stores. And if you always get stuck on saying one, perhaps you might always get stuck on N, colour it in to remind yourself that that's a special one you need to pay attention to. You might then want to make a flashcard for it as well. Who knows? But so that's 3 things so far. We've got flashcards, we've got mind maps, we've got mnemonics. Different things for different people, different things for different types of tasks. Hope this is helping. I think these are pretty cool actually. Dual coding, having pictures and adding words. So here we've got the process of vaccination, something I know a lot of us found tricky. So you get your vaccine in here. your body responds to it by making antibodies. The antibodies get rid of the vaccine. You can see they've covered it over. That's just basic pictures. We actually did it with pictures of an arm, like a little bit of gore. Don't forget that lovely syringe there though. Then, once you've memorised the pictures, practice putting words that go with it. Make sure that you've got your key vocabulary in here. So we haven't just got the fact that it's the antigen, it's a weakened form. You need to know that you don't want to give anybody the real disease. That would be pretty mean. And once you can do it, leave it a couple of days, come back to it. Some people are quite visual people and they like things like this. And some people find it's easier to draw than do words. It's still acceptable. Okay, fun ones. Actions and songs. We both know about the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up if you can remember how many electrons are in the inner shell. Oh, yeah, of course, that's 8. Put your thumbs away. How many fingers you've got left? That's the other shells. We've all done that. We can do it almost without thinking about it. But in a test, of course, you can put your thumbs on the desk to check for yourself. Okay, LCE. We all know the actions. You moaned and groaned, but you also got pretty good at it. And I guarantee you can remember the law of conservation of energy. What was that dab for at the end? Why is there a dab picture there? You can do it. You can remember it. You can also write a song of your own or find a song on the internet for a topic. Do try and make sure it's appropriate though. Parental controls and all that. Using online learning platforms is one we know really well and one that we're getting to know here. Seneca. You've had assignments set ever since you've been off. You will have most of you will have done some of them. Not all of you will have done all of them. You can go back to past assignments and do them. If you know you found something tricky in an assignment, go back and visit that part of Seneca. The really good thing about Seneca is if you go back for a second look, it will give you the information in a slightly different way, and the questions are different every time. So you can't just learn the answers to the questions and go, oh, that's an A, that's a C, because they're not always the same. We've also got the lovely Teams now. Now, we know that on Teams you've got this thing called posts. It doesn't mean a leaning post. It's a bit like a chat place. And if you go into general chat, that will just come to me. If you go to posts inside your group, so it might be 8.2 Davy, it might be 8.3 Franklin, you go into your class for science and then you go into posts, you can put up a question and either Mrs. Cowlin or one of your classmates can help you out. So I've got a question here from Ruby, was actually asking Destiny if she could help with the maths homework. That was great, except this was a science page, but I did offer to help as well because I'm nice like that. You can also use posts to share resources that you find. So if you find a really good video or a really good app or a really good quiz, put it on there and share it, because sharing is caring. But just do remember, I will be looking at all of them, so make it appropriate, guys, yeah? And finally, this is really important, timing. Now, you need to dedicate some time to revision, but it needs to be full on time. That's why I suggested you get yourself organised at the beginning. Do not decide, oh my goodness, I'm going to do my test tomorrow, I need to do 4 hours tonight. That is not going to work. You're not going to work very well. You're not going to remember very well either. So split your revision into chunks. You might do a little bit every day. You might decide that 10 o'clock in the morning is your revision time for science. You might decide to do 3 or 4 chunks in one day, but separate it out. Take a break, come back to it, check in with the body. Hey, I've just done this. What did you think? And then review it again. And by doing a little bit and often, it's not as overwhelming. It's not as scary, and you will find that you remember things better. So, this is actually probably one of the least scary videos you will ever get from me. Not got lots of actual definite tasks, lots of ideas. You've tried most of them out already, so you should have a good idea of what works for you. But they're all here to help you because things are a bit tricky, and that makes it harder to remember when you're stressed. So that's why you've got reminders here of all the things that we've already done, that we're already good at, to help us revise. And because stress makes it harder to remember, that's why you had the do now task, like get yourself a drink and a snack and a calm, quiet place, because then you are going to remember a lot more and your revision time will be far more effective. Remember, any questions apart from what's in the test, please do message me on post and I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as I can. It may not be immediate because you're not my only classes, but I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Please don't stress, please stay safe, and hope to be seeing you all very soon.